Good morning, everyone. Professor Dr. T. Kumari Kharbamon, the National President of English Language Teachers Association and also the Vice Chancellor of Martin Luther Christian University, Shillong. Respected A.K. Pansari ji, the Chancellor of Royal Global University. Professor Y.S.R. Murthy, the Vice Chancellor of Assam Royal Global University. Shravan Kumar, National Vice President of LTI. Dr. M.S. Javier Pradeep Singh, National Secretary of LTI. Dr. Devabrot Khonikar, Principal of Sonapur College. Professor Dr. Rabindra Kumar Bhaimula, Director, EFL University, Shillong. Naresh Kumar, Assistant Commissioner of Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. And Nijara Hazarika of Department of English, Sonapur, other dignitaries, my dear teachers and students, the delegates of LTI from different parts. First of all, I appreciate LTI for holding this conference here at Guwahati. Thank you for choosing Guwahati, and thank you for choosing Royal Global University. You have very good facilities and infrastructure here for holding this kind of events. At this moment, just I came to know yesterday evening I read about LTI, and I'm recalling late Padma Shri S. Natarajan, the noted educationist, and who founded the English Teachers Association of India in 1969. And I'm indeed I appreciate this kind of forum of the teachers of English language. We had a colonial period, the memory, the history of colonial period, whereafter we inherited English language as a second language of the country. And today, English is, it is our world language. It is the lingua franca of the globe. There are other languages also serving the humanity as lingua franca, but English, I think, it tops the list. It is now official language or language of administration, language of education, medium of education in about 100 countries in the world. The non-native speakers or users of English language, we have already surpassed the number of native English speakers. As human beings, definitely, we belong to different tribes, races, caste, communities, religion, etc. But we need a common language. We need a lingua franca. That was the necessity for which English has emerged as a world language. I think we have around, have we touched 8 billion mark of the human population? I think we are somewhere around 8 billion. And I think around 20% are users of the English language, and another 20% who use the English language as their second language. So there are many countries now where English is first language, non-native, and there are countries where English is used as the second language of the country. So learning English, teaching English, education in English are of paramount importance. And particularly in education, English is very important. And teaching English and learning a language, our neuroscience has recently, it has over the years developed. And from neuroscience, we have learned, but we are learning that language learning, it has something, it is linked to the development of the brain. We need to learn many languages, and when we learn a foreign language, we say it is very difficult. But the native speakers of that language, they find it very easy. And when it comes to my or our own mother tongue, we find it very easy and find a foreign language very difficult. The reason being development of our brain's cognitive ability of learning a new language. Neuroscience has proved that any human being can best learn a new language or many languages during their childhood. The best period of a person's life when a child can learn a new language or languages, it is the best period is up to the age of 8 years. Don't be surprised. And neuroscience has also said a child can learn as many languages as taught. Sometimes when we come discuss 3-language policy, 4-language policy, that burdening the students of learning 4 languages in the primary education level or upper primary education level, it is unjust. But neuroscience says, no, it is not, it is the just. It is the age when languages which are essentials, which are the student or the person is going to be learning or going to be used in his life, that should be taught best before the age of 8 years, or if that is not possible, you are allowed the student's cognitive ability, cognitive continues to develop up to the age of 14 years. So our school, this curriculum, curriculum framework, it should be designed teaching languages up to the age of 14 years. Language is a tool, language is a skill, and it is the medium in which the students, the teachers teach and students learn. And that should be completed by the age of 14 years. Now, we have all seen that multilingualism is the order. One language for any person, knowledge of one language is not sufficient to live a good life in this 21st century. Now, 21st century, people are talking about 21st century skills which are essential. And first we talk about creative thinking, we talk about critical thinking, then we talk about communication. Now, how to communicate? For communication, we need a language. Not one language, but many languages. So multilingualism is of utmost importance for the 21st century of communication, of collaboration. Then everyone, we have mobile phone. It is a mobile phone-based or app-based society that has emerged. We cannot think of spending even an hour without the mobile phone in hand. Digitization, it is the order. It is the 21st century. It is a requirement for everyone to have a digital device. It should not be called, no longer be called as phone alone. It is a digital device, which is my computer, which is my calculator, which is my phone, which is my recorder, which is my camera, audio, both still and for video, which is my book, which is my notepad, everything. It is a digital device. So without a digital device, without that digital device, life is very difficult. And what is the main language in this digital device? For countries like India, we may be native speaker of Tamil, Telugu, Assamese, Bengali, Oriya, Marathi, whatever. But for digital transaction, English is the main language. So teaching English, learning English, it has a paramount importance. Then India is a very diverse country. People from Assam, they seek employment in Maharashtra. They need to learn Marathi. But at the same time, their customers come from all customers or clients. They come from all over the country, and they speak different languages. So we need a common language, the lingua franca, English. So knowledge of English, it enhances employability. The employer seeks that apart from his other abilities, he should be able to speak in or use the English, the Hindi, other language, how many languages he can speak, read, or write. That is also the employer seeks. I request English Language Teachers Association, please share your experiences. Document your experiences. It should not be an association for looking after the welfare or the grievances of teachers or the teaching methodologies. There should be resources, how best the language, which is a tool, which is a skill, this can be taught to our students to enhance their employability, to enhance their skill, to enhance their learning skill. That will immensely help the planners, the people in the administration, the people who devise the curriculum for the students, the framework of the curriculum, so that we can teach, we can, in a multilingual society, in this age of multilingualism, we can empower our students in a better way. Some people say we are Anglophile, we love English language, English is so powerful. Some people say English is so difficult. Some people say this language is, my mother tongue is so beautiful. All languages are beautiful. Languages have developed over the ages. It has a long evolutionary process. In language learning, every word has its history. Every word has its origin. So when we are in a position that we have to learn English, we must learn the history of English. History of not the language alone, but history of every word. Its connection with the Latin language, its connection with the French language, its connection with the Greek language. The word called, the science or discipline called etymology of every language, it is of paramount importance. Yes, he has an appointment at Dispur Secretariat. So, we should not learn simply, or we should not teach simply the word meaning style. In Hindi, we call word sabda is Brahma. We call word as Brahma. Brahma means knowledge. It is not the simple word meaning. It has a history associated with it. The history of development, history of that word, the origin of that word, that etymology of any language is important, and without etymology, without understanding the etymological meaning, we cannot learn habda or word as Brahma or as true knowledge. Once we have the grasp of the Brahma of a word, the history, the origin of the word, then only we get empowered by that language. I think that empowerment teacher should focus on. So this was my second, that first, my first request to LTI to suggest to the government, suggest to the administration, in devise how to teach them on methodology, on development of curriculum. Second is that language teaching should always be associated with teaching of the history of evolution of that language, the etymology of every word. Thirdly, India is a multilingual country. We are non-native speakers. And while teaching English, there is always a debate. Some teachers, they take the help of the native language to teach the foreign language. Others, they debate that English should be taught in English alone. English should not be taught by the help of another language. Now, English, there are so many variations: American English, British English, now we have the African English, we have Indian English. Varieties of English has emerged, because that means the other languages have influenced. The Indian languages has greatly influenced in developing the Indian English variety. And this is a form of English language. There is nothing wrong about it. English people or Indian people use the English language in this way. While reading the different literature, sometimes I read literatures from across the world. I find the African writers, their style in a different. The Americans, their styles are different. The Europeans, their styles are different. The Middle East people, their styles are different, and I enjoy it. Within India, we have different forms of Hindi languages. In Assam, we have different forms of Assamese language. The people of Upper Assam, the Assamese style is quite different from that of the Lower Assam. Assamese is equally used in Arunachal and Nagaland. The Nagamese is nothing but a variation of Assamese language, which is their lingua franca. So we have variation of our language. There is nothing wrong about it. And other languages over the ages have always been influencing English language, and we Indian language, we have also influenced not only to contribution of words, but also its uses, its style. And there is nothing wrong about it. But at the same time, if we remain connected to the root, connected to the origin, the history, the phrases, the idioms, those were originally used by native people, that will further enrich our language. I request Debabrata Khonikar, Principal Sonapur College, to take the leadership of organizing the English language teachers. After I became education minister, I just wanted to know from my board, what is the subject in which maximum number of students fail? My expectation was it would be English, or it would be mathematics, or it would be general science. But to my utter surprise, I found that maximum number of students in Assam, they fail in board examination in one subject, that is Assamese language, the mother tongue. It is not English, it is not maths, it is the mother tongue. And why they fail in mother tongue? Is it because of complacence? It is because of confidence that we already know it. Mother has taught us. There is nothing to learn in the school about this language. I have constituted a committee. That committee will come out. But there's other subjects that followed Assamese language in terms of the number of students failing in that subject: English, mathematics, science. So we have started teacher training program in general science, general mathematics, and now in this year we will start teacher training program in English language and MIL subjects. We are going to have a big recruitment of teachers. Around 20,000 teachers will be recruited. Once we complete the recruitment process, the training program will start. I request Dr. Debabrot Khanikar and other members of English Language Teacher Association of India in Assam to develop a program for teacher faculty development, teacher training, both for schools and also for higher educational institutions, and submit it to me. We'll examine it and we'll, in collaboration with LTI, so that we can launch a continuous teacher training program on English language teaching. And that is my request, and at the same time my commitment that I will cooperate with LTI. With these words, I thank you once again, and you have sessions after this, and I wish that to be successful, meaningful, and I hope very important issues will come out. Those issues, those points which come out of your deliberation and you think they are relevant to the administration, relevant to the ministry, please do submit those deliberations to me to follow up. Thank you very much. Have a good day.